Okay, let's get this ship off the port. Good to see everyone. Today, we're going to talk about referrals. Referrals and the power of referrals, but we're not going to stay theory or just, ethereal about the topic. I'm going to give you 6 different ways you can drum up referrals, regardless if you're a sales professional, an entrepreneur, a business owner. These strategies apply all across the board. So we'll look at the exact principles, like 6 different principles you can deploy in your businesses to generate more referrals, but also the scripting, like tactically, what do you say and what you should do if you want to get more referrals. So let's dive right in. Let me share my screen with everyone in the Zoom meeting. And we're going to start off by saying real quickly that why referrals? 92% of buyers trust referrals from people they know. So what does that mean? This leads into businesses that use referrals actively convert 70% higher. So you have 70% closing rate, like higher closing rate than a business that is not using referrals. Also, when it comes to the speed that people buy from referrals, leads from referrals convert 69% faster. So the sales cycle, it's much shorter. And the reason for that is leads for referrals already trust you. All that trust that you've built with that client up to that point with a client, when they tell a friend, they transfer that trust through word of mouth. So it makes your life easier, makes the sales pitch much softer, makes the next sale and the next sale a whole lot easier. And not to mention that every time that you get a referral, how many more referrals can you get from that referred person? Let's move forward. The problem with referrals, like everyone knows at the end of the day, the power of referrals. What most people don't know is, number one, how to ask the right way for referrals. Number two, when do we ask for referrals? Some people get the timing wrong. Some never ask for referrals. Most people don't have a system for referrals. That's why referrals become unpredictable. Like we all, probably if we have been in the game, we have gotten a referral too. The problem is it's very unpredictable. 1 month we might get 2 referrals and then we might not get a referral for 3 months. Well, today we change it. So 3 things need to be true, 2 main ones, and it leads to a 3rd one. For us to have referrals, it goes without saying that we have a good product. Like the more we work on the product and a great experience, the more referrals that we get, but we can game the system. And how we game the system is through our marketing. If we under-promise and over-deliver on the back end, that's where it makes it much easier for us to get referrals. So if we look at, for example, our best case study, right? Our top case study that for a specific client, we crushed it. If we make a promise that's smaller than our greatest case study, chances are we're going to be able to deliver that result predictably. And that will lead to more referrals. That's because we didn't make an insane promise that we didn't match, but we made a small promise that we were able to over deliver on. Now, we have to consistently ask for them. And we're going to talk about how do we do it with different ways so we don't become spammy when we're asking for referrals. Don't rely on hopium. Referrals, when done the right way, are free. And for sure, the cost per acquisition for referrals is much, much lower than the cold market, than a stranger. Number 3, the 3rd principle is we have to reward referrals. What gets rewarded gets repeated. It goes all across the board. So don't just welcome referrals by saying just thank you. Thank you is great, but Charlie Munger said, look at where there are incentives for people. So when we incentivize people to give us referrals, and we can reward both parties. We don't have to, but we at least have to reward the person who gives us referrals. What gets rewarded gets repeated. Now, if you want to take it to the next level, you can reward both parties. So you can reward the person who gives you a referral, or you can reward also the person who came to you through a referral by giving him a promotion or a bundle deal. Now, when should we ask for referrals? The best time to ask for a referral is when someone says, that was awesome. So you have to train yourself every time someone sends you, hey, I really love this. I love the service that you're providing. I really love this call. This is blowing my mind. Anytime that you're getting a positive review, someone says something nice to you, you deliver a wonderful service. Hey, I got a sale today. That second where they're in an emotional high and they're excited, you have to ask for a referral. And I'm going to give you the exact script. However, we shouldn't wait for that to happen, because a lot of people will fulfill their needs. They're satisfied inside with our service, but for whatever reason, they don't express it to us. So every time you provide a service, every time after, for example, if you're selling, let's say, coaching, right? If you're selling coaching, at the end of your coaching call, what you can ask is, okay, what are 3 main takeaways that you walked away from this call? Oh, I really like this. I really like that. I really like that. Okay, but what are you going to implement today, and what do you think it's going to result to when it comes to results in your business? No, this was amazing because of X and Y and Z. Now, through a series of questions, I was able to create that emotional high, and then I can ask for referral. Also, when it comes to a little bit more generalized situation, what we can say is, when you deliver the service, you can ask, does our service meet your expectations? Or what we just went through, did that meet your expectations? Oh yeah, for sure. In what way? So you have to probe. Once you get the yes, now you have to ask them to solidify that position. Oh, in what way it satisfied your expectations? Oh yeah, what I liked was this, and I like that, and I like that. And that gives you the opening to ask for a referral. Now make sure to stick around, because I'm going to go through the exact script. Another timing-wise, when we should ask for referrals, a mistake a lot of people make, and you can go ahead and implement it. It doesn't hurt necessarily, but when we enroll a new client, like when someone says, yes, I'm in, they pay. What a lot of people do, and they have implemented, is the moment someone buys, they ask for a referral. In my eyes, that's a little bit too early, because you haven't satisfied yet an emotional need. Like you showed them that how you're going to solve them, how you're going to help them solve that emotional need and help them. However, you haven't delivered an aha moment yet. So what you should do, in my eyes, instead, and what has helped me get a lot of referrals and a lot of new business, is you pre-seed the referral. So you plant the seed for future referrals. So you can use this script to do so. You can say, congratulations, really excited to work with you. Now, we get about 80% of our business through referrals. And based on our conversation, I really enjoy working with people like you, and I'm excited to support you. Now, what I'd like to ask is, if you believe that you will get value from working with me, you'll refer at least 2 people just like you. Now, I'm not asking for this right now, but at some stage, when you believe you've received great value, I would love it if you could refer 2 people to us, because that's how I get my business. Would that be okay with you? It's very hard for them to say yes, because it's conditional. Hey, once I deliver great results for you, I'm going to ask for a referral. Is that okay with you? Now, what I've done is I've planted the seed in their mind for them to give a referral. And when I engineer that aha moment and they say, wow, that was awesome, now I can ask for a referral. and they're already expecting it because we've had that conversation. Let's look at the second time, another opportunity to ask for referrals. And that's a little bit sneaky because let's say people come to us and they ask us for a discount. Hey, it all sounds perfect. Could you do something better on the price? Give me a discount. You can say something like this. Well, it's unfair towards our other clients if we discount because we never give discounts. So it would be unfair to our other clients. What we can do is if you refer two of your friends right now that you feel that could really benefit from our service, we could drop the price to X as a special promo to reward you for your referrals. So who do you think we can help so you can take advantage of this promo? Can you see how much more powerful this becomes? And I'm not devaluing my service as well. I'm not giving them a discount. I'm turning that discount mindset into a referral fee mindset. And I'm giving myself the opportunity to also get more clients from it. So every time people ask for a discount, just switch their mindset instead of just denying, which you should deny any asks for a discount. Turn it into an opportunity to get to referrals. Let's look at version opportunity number 3, I should say. Once a month, what you can do is you can host a referral event. And that can be, depending on what you're selling, bring a friend promotion. It can be, if you're selling fitness, an accountability body workout, or an invite a guest coaching call. And how you're going to put that together is you can say something like, we're getting our VIP clients together in November for a sales masterclass. I have 7 guest spots for coaches doing 10,000 a month or more. Who do you know that could benefit? Because I'm giving people, this is a free bonus for everyone, as long as they can bring a friend. So can you see what I'm doing there? It's a free event, but they pay through a referral. So they're going to invite a friend that they're going to expose, and they're going to bring them into my world. Again, this is all for free, right? They're paying me and they're getting access for themselves by inviting a friend into the event. You can do this for clients as a bonus service, or you can do it even towards the general public. Like you keep offering your free value, and once a month you can host invite a guest coaching call. Hey, this is a VIP call. I typically reserve this for my paying clients. However, I'm opening this up to the public. All I ask is bring a friend that you feel that would benefit. DM me their name or send me an email with their name, and I'll be happy to include both of you. Now, number 4, and this is one of the most potent ones. This is one of the most easiest ways to get new business. I've done it multiple times. And if you do it the right way, it's going to change the game for you. So create forever referral partners. It's what I call tap into flowing rivers. So what I want you to do is I want you to sit down, take a clean sheet of paper, put it on your desk, grab a pen, and I want you to come up with a list who are offering services that are very close to what you're offering. And I'm going to unpack that. What I mean by very close is depending on the service that you're offering, I'll be happy to brainstorm with you if you give me a specific example. But in your business, you're solving a problem. Even as a sales professional, you're solving a problem. So what you can do is, once that problem gets solved for them, what's the next solution that they're going to look for? For example, I'm selling sales coaching, right? So people that I can partner up with is people who help with lead generation, for example, or a lead generation service that I'm not offering. or a sales coaching service that I'm not offering. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to approach those people, and I'm going to share a story later on about how I did it with different partners. You're going to reach out to them and you're going to create a partnership with them, because the reality is these people are actively acquiring clients. They're putting money, or they're putting out videos, or they're putting out content. They're paying with their money or their time to acquire your ideal buyers. So start thinking, who has my clients? Don't ask yourself only, where are my clients? Ask, who has my clients right now? Who has them? Someone has an audience and is acquiring every single day my ideal clients. If I can get access to that audience, I'm not going to have to worry for clients again. Because instead of just chasing for the next one, I'm getting access to an audience of many. And that audience is getting bigger and bigger. So the way that I did that, and I'm moving into point number 2, is embedding into their system. For example, I had a client who was running Facebook ads, and I was offering, and I'm still offering, sales, coaching, and consulting. So as I'm offering sales, coaching, and consulting, I approached that client who sold Facebook ads, like a coaching program, and I told him, hey, here's what we can do. I'm going to create a free course, a free sales course for you on how you can sell using only DMs. I'm going to record it, and I'm going to give it to you for free, put it on the back end of your program, and give access to all of your clients. What is this doing? It's giving free value. It's making their program more powerful, first of all. So it's a big win for them. They're getting more satisfied clients. Number 1. Number 2, their audience is getting access to this guy and his weird accent. That's a bonus. But at the same time, it's providing immense value for free to a buyer, to someone who's actively paid the other guy money. So once they consume my content, they're building a relationship. Of course, they're going to solve the problem. But if they have a sales problem in the future, who are they going to go to? This guy. And what I can say to the coach, to the lead generation coach, I told him essentially everyone, and it has happened, where a client came to me and I gave him a referral fee. So anyone who goes through your program, watches my course, and comes to me for a service of mine, hey, you're going to get the referral fee. We shook hands, I recorded the course, and now I have clients coming to me from his service. I'm not lifting a finger. I did this once, we shook hands on this partnership, and now everyone who's buying his program becomes my client over time. So the main idea is let them sample your product as part of their flow. Flowing river, there's a flowing river. I'm throwing my sample in the river. And it can be in terms of gift cards, depending on what you're selling. It can be a mini course, just like I did. It can be a free session, if what you offer offers a more live component to it. Another example is my wife, who's an esthetician. Like, she's doing microneedling, some surgeries in their face and different parts of their body. Not to get into it, not to get too weird. This goes to the public. But what she did is she asked herself, who has my clients? And a lot of people, a lot of women in most cases, what do? They paint their nails, right? They do manicures and stuff like that. So she approached a nail studio, shook hands, and now whoever's going there to get their nails done immediately gets a gift card to my wife's service. Win-win for everyone. Let's look at, actually, before we dive into it, any questions? Because this is a big one. This is a huge unlock for me once I start doing it. So does anyone have any questions about this specific thing, about creating forever referral partners, or what I call tapping into flowing rivers? Any questions here?
Here's every question.
Please.
Just like in terms of like brainstorming, since I'm kind of switching, I messaged you about this to like marketing agencies. Like, am I too early to start doing this? Although I've been doing it for coaches.
Not at all.
So how would you like go about like, I guess brainstorming, like if I'm now going after agencies, like what would be your next step?
Yeah, so you have to ask, so you're just so I'm clear, you're going after agencies to help them generate leads, right?
Correct, because most of them are doing inbound. They're not doing outbound.
Okay, so we have to ask ourselves, what are these agencies? What else are they buying?
So they're probably doing inbound. So they're waiting referrals. They're working their own leads.
Okay, let me give you another idea, right? Because this is how we open our world, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be a person with a service.
Mm-hmm.
For example, here's what I did. I have a video on YouTube that's on LinkedIn lead generation.
Yeah.
Right. For that service, for following my methodology, I'm using a software. I'm using Expandio.
Okay.
Doesn't matter what the software is at the end of the day.
I see.
But everyone, if I create a video that's all about Expandio and I put it on my YouTube, anyone who searches about Expandio, am I tapping into a flowing river? Yes or no?
Yeah, you are, because you're tapping to expand,
And
not necessarily. Yeah.
That partner doesn't even have to know.
Yeah.
They don't care about me. But
yeah, it's just like if I use instantly, it doesn't always have to be a person. It could be a software or a person.
Anything. And maybe they're using a smaller software like a CRM. Can I message the founder and say, hey, I love your tool. I've been using it for all my clients. Could I create my methodology, a mini course for you? Anyone who buys your software, just give them access. I ask for nothing. Don't give me anything. I'm just going to create content for it for you. You can transcribe it, put it in your blog. You can take the video, put it in the backend of your software. I ask nothing. And if I get a client from it, you get 20% of every sale I make. And what I'll do is I'll reach out not to one, I'll reach out all the possible tools that they can use if I want to be strategic about it. And I can create all that training regardless, upload it into YouTube and send it in advance. Hey, here's what I did. I have a full course on it. Would you like me to send it over? And you can give free access to everyone. Or you can just do an email blast to your current subscribers. Don't put it in your system. Just do an email blast on the house. Don't pay me anything. I will pay you. If I get a client, I will pay you. And you don't need a lot of this. You just need one. One yes.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I guess I was just thinking more of like a person rather than like the tool that I use.
And it can be a person. Like as an agency owner, like what else are they buying? Like
Couldn't they basically like their customers, like say for example, their customers are buying social media management, right? Like 9 times out of 10, you're doing social media management. 1, because you need to put out content, and 2, it's a lead generation source, right? And so the way I've seen it before is like agencies white label other lead gen agencies, if that makes sense. So I'm wondering, is that kind of the angle to take? Like, okay, that type of play, if that makes sense, or channel partnership.
So to white label your services for
well, that's how I've seen it. I'm not saying that's the best way. I'm just saying how I've seen it.
Yeah. For me, that's not optimal because you're not building your brand.
I see. Okay. So it's more so you need to take a, like, I'm going to be in the back end, but saying, hey, you're not white labeling me, you're paying me my price. You send me a customer to me, then I give you the referral fee rather than you paying me directly.
Exactly. Yeah.
I see. Gotcha.
Yeah. Like my thing is I want to create an asset, a referral asset, essentially. That can be a mini course. That can be, or it can be a service, right? For example, if they're offering, that's another thing. Like if they're offering Facebook ads, right? You can say, hey, for any client that you onboard for your Facebook ads, I will help them optimize their LinkedIn profile. You're not going to run your full service,
Right.
but you're going to help them sample your service. So
Gotcha.
as you're running your Facebook ads with your clients, let me set up and optimize their LinkedIn. And if they sign up for my services, like long-term, I'll give you a referral fee. I'll give you, the referral fee, like 20% of what they buy. But that's through Kennedy. It's not, small business marketing agency that's offering LinkedIn. It's, hey, we have this friend Kennedy who's amazing at LinkedIn. Would you like a free session with her? Because it's part of your.
Yeah. Gotcha. That's good.
And it doesn't have to, like, no one needs to say yes. Actually, the majority don't have to say yes. Out of 10 clients that they onboard, if 2 say yes and 1 onboards every 2 months, that's a client you would never have and you didn't work for.
Right.
You just shook hands on a deal.
Yeah.
And it's not about just providers, right? You can look at people who offer courses around what you do. Like someone is buying, if they're selling LinkedIn courses, right? Someone is buying all those courses. Well, what if few of those people would love a done for you service, but that person isn't offering a done for you service because they're too far away. Like Ty Lopez, like years ago, I don't know how, like 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago, he had all these courses. He didn't deliver any of it. Like he had an e-commerce course, he had a social media course. I think Joe Soto was delivering his. All he did is he gathered different experts with their courses, and he just created a master course. Ty didn't know about, let's say LinkedIn lead generation or e-commerce or real estate, or maybe he did, but he didn't want to bother. He just pulled together experts and everyone was winning because Ty was making money from his course. Anyone who wanted to go deeper with all of these experts got free clients, and all they did is they recorded a series of videos once and they lived in Ty's ecosystem. So they got free traffic.
Yeah.
Does that help as a concept?
Yes, that helps a lot.
Cool. Let's push forward because I have a few more things and we can continue. Now, the 5th way is when a new prospect buys your offer, how do we engineer that referral, right? Because yes, referral can happen. You really crushed it for them. But how do we actually engineer for that to happen? So typically when it comes to a service or a program or any offering, really, there is a high emotional point in the first 7 to 21 days. They start using it and at some point it clicks. It typically happens between 7 to 21 days when they start seeing results. Remember, we've planted the seed after the initial meeting or at the purchase stage. So let's engineer that referral. 7 to 21 days out in that period, set an evaluation meeting, book it in with them, and use this script in that meeting. Chris, I really appreciate the opportunity to be able to support you. Can I ask, how do you feel we've been able to help you the most so far? Oh, I really love how you coach me. I know what to say. I know how to handle objections. Okay, I love that. And I really enjoyed working with you. With that in mind, who do you know that might be struggling with low closing rates, lack of leads, and getting a bottle of objections in their business? Who do you know? And I know this is off the cuff. Just think about it. Who are maybe 2 to 3 people who might be struggling with low closing rates, empty calendar, and getting tons of objections? Okay, so you know Mike. Can you tell me a little bit more about Mike and why you feel I could help them? Oh, yeah, Mike has a business and he has lack of leads, blah, blah, blah. Okay, how do you think it would be best for me to approach Mike? Just so I don't, come out of nowhere. Okay, do you feel that you should communicate with Mike first, that I would be calling them? What do you think you should say when it comes to referring me. Okay, so besides Mike, is there anyone else you feel I could possibly help? Let's break it down. I'm telling them, I appreciate the opportunity to be able to support you. Again, I want to nurture them first. Can I ask you, how do you feel we've been able to help you the most? This shows me what they valued most about the service and reminds them. What are they thinking? They're thinking about the problem that I solved for them. And now, with my next question, I'm going to use that problem to help them brainstorm other people who have that same problem. I don't want them to think, hey, who wants my stuff? Who has similar problems? So then I'm going to unpack more about that person. Is he an ideal client for me? So that's why I'm asking, can you tell me a little bit more about Mike and why you feel I could help them? Because I want to make sure that they are an ideal client for me. Then I'm going to ask for contact details. How do you think I should be best to approach them? Or you should call them. The next step is I want to prep the person that's about to get referred to me. I want to prepare them just so I don't call them out of the blue. Hey, this is Chris. John told me that you would be a good client of mine, and Mike has no idea who I am. I want that person prepared. That's why I'm going to tell the person, I'm going to tell Mike, who's my client, hey, prepare that person that I'm about to call him and that you feel that I can help them. So they're prepared. And what I'll do is I'm going to also arm them, equip them, help them, refer me. I'm going to give them what to say. This is important. Because if I don't give them what to say, they're not going to do the selling for me. They don't know how to. They haven't sold my service before. When I'm telling a person, hey, I want referrals, give me referrals. They're not equipped to do so. Like they might tell them that, hey, this guy is great, or this guy knows how to sell. But if I don't actually equip them, they have no idea how to properly do it to maximize conversion rates. And then I can do more digging. Hey, besides that person, is there anyone else you feel I could possibly help? Questions. Every single step is important in that. If I skip one, the thing goes off the rails. Any questions here?
I actually have a question, Chris. So would you use this when you at the end of an engagement with a client, or when specifically would you use it?
I could use it at the end. I could use it in the middle, but ideally what I would do is, again, 7 to 21 days after they buy, the moment they get results,
okay,
I want to ask for a referral. I don't want to wait
them.
until the 3-month contract or whatever I do with them.
Yeah. Because that actually just happened to me where a client she got results. She just ended up closing 20 grand.
Yeah.
But it was at the end of our contract. So now our contract is done. Should I use kind of a follow-up, hey,
absolutely,
it was nice being able to support you, and kind of lead with that.
1,000%.
Now that she's got the result.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Hey, Michelle, I was just thinking about you. I know you the other day that you told me that you made 20K from our work together. Super pumped
Yep.
for you. Now, 80% of the new business that I generate comes through referrals. So who would you happen to know that might have challenges with lead generation in case I can support them? I would 1,000% do that.
Okay.
Can we see how we can implement that? Cool. Let's look at the last bit here. Now, what happens with existing clients or past clients? We had, for example, clients from last year, right? All the past clients who we've wrapped up the service and it's done. We want to create that emotional high point again, or an upsell opportunity. So here's what to do. We're gonna hit them up, we're gonna call them, we're gonna contact them, and we're just gonna catch up with them, and we're gonna ask them, hey, what are you working on right now? Then I'm gonna offer them to hit a new 14 to 21 day goal. So I'm gonna set a goal with them based on where they're at. I'm gonna set a new goal, and then I'm gonna create small touch points along the way and keep them accountable to hit that 21-day goal. And I'm gonna help them. They're a past client, I can help them for free. I can give them some tips in between to help them, to assist them to hit that goal. And at the end of these 21 days, I will again have an evaluation meeting. So I'm gonna hop on that meeting 21 days out, and if they hit that goal, I'm gonna celebrate with them, and I'm gonna ask for a referral because I just helped them hit a new goal. Now, if they fail to hit that goal, so both ways I win. If they hit that goal, I'm asking for a referral. If they fail to hit that goal, I'm gonna probe into the reasons why they didn't hit the goal, and I'm gonna explain to them that they might need more help to actually hit that goal, right? And that creates an upsell opportunity. Can you see how I'm setting a new goal, and by supporting them along the way by small touch points, I'm not gonna give them the full service here, or I might help them a little bit with a small part of my service or like tiny goods that I have. If they hit that goal, hooray, we got a referral. If they don't hit that goal, it's an upsell opportunity for me because they're excited to chase a new goal. And now I can support them to actually meet that goal. For past clients that you've acquired in the past, regardless if they bought a $27 thing or a $270,000 thing from us. Can everyone see how they can implement it? Cool. What I also wanted to chat about, because this, for a business owner, it's 100% clear what to do. I see Joel here, who's a sales professional. How sales professionals can actually do it, it's not different at all. Like when I was partnered up with 7th Level, what I did is on my own, just to support just to support the people that I onboarded, get better results. I offered the bonus call, coaching call for them. I wasn't getting paid to do it. I had no direct benefit to do it. But what that allows me to do is help those people actually get results, number one, so they're happy with me, with the service overall. Number two, they're able to, if I open up a new opportunity on my own, they already know, like, and trust me. So it's much more easier to go back to them and offer them stuff. Number three, there's nothing preventing me from asking referrals from those people, even when I'm selling for another person, because I support them. I'm their concierge. Hey, do you know a friend that might have similar challenges? Bring them to this call. There's nothing stopping me from doing that. The last thing that I'll cover is this whole process could fall apart, again, if I don't equip the people that I want to send out to get referrals for me with the right words to say or with the right structure. So here's how I'm equipping my people to get me referrals. I have a full sheet that I'm sending to them. And what I'm telling people is, you can see it in front of you, those in the Zoom. Hey, I'm honored that you want to refer people to me. Regardless even anyone buys, even if no one buys from a person that you refer me to, I appreciate you and your attention. Then I'll outline the referral rewards. If you refer a client to me, you're getting 20% referrals in perpetuity, meaning you get paid 20% fees over everything that clients pay me forever. For example, if they invest $100,000 with me over 5 years, you'll receive 20,000. No questions asked. No, this arrangement has changed, even if they bought a $27 thing. As long as you can provide proof that you refer that person, that agreement is on forever. So as you can see, I'm selling them to get referrals for me. Can you see that? Like, I'm handling objections. I will stay honorable to you. I don't care what happens. You're gonna get paid. Then what I'll do is I'll show them exactly how to refer people to me. It's not just, hey, send me people. It's send them to book with me here. Stupid simple. Or message them, tell them to message me with your name here. Super clear. Once you send them, let me know. And when in doubt, I also send them to the training so they can go through the referral training so they can refer people to me. Can you see how I'm actually equipping them? I'm empowering people to give me referrals. And the last thing, I'm giving them a script they can use. They can take it, copy paste it, create a new email and send it. I want to make it stupid simple for people to refer new folks to me. So here's what I'm telling them essentially, and I'm going to share this with you if you want to create your version. Hi, Chris. I'm not sure if there's a fit here, but this year I work with a guy who helped me add this much income take home with his lead generation systems and sales coaching. His name is Chris Rigouris and typically works with coaches, consultants, or sales pros and uses systems that work with human psychology to increase sales with his new era conversions model. His dance card is usually full, but he's looking to work with a handful of new clients this month. You came to mind because you've got a great reputation as a person, and I feel you'd really benefit. Would it make sense to make an intro? So this is how I'm enabling them, and I'm helping people to give me referrals. Now, I'm going to drop both the presentation and the intro in the chat, and let's tackle any questions anyone has. Sad, I saw your comment. It's that I'm struggling to find clients. That's quite a lot to unpack. So if you don't, I would suggest going through my YouTube channel, thechrisrigouris.com. A lot of ways to find clients there, but also hit me in the DMs if you want more help. Happy to have a chat with you. Now, let's open the floor to questions.
I actually have a question from last week. I don't know if that's appropriate now.
Anything.
Okay. So remember like the lady I told you about on the DM, how like she was like canceled the call and like was like the contract and things like that. So when I asked her that question, I was like, hey, like money aside, would you do it kind of question? Or there was something that you told me to send and I sent that, right? And then she didn't respond. And so how would you proceed from there? I think the last thing was you said, what was it? Oh, you said perfect. I don't need the money now. I just need a commitment to hold your spot. So if you authorize the agreement, I'll honor the proposed price, then we can get started in the month. Would that help you, right? So the message before was not a problem. Now this was a limited one-time offer. So just to make sure, besides the money, would you move forward so you can start generating more?
Did she reply to that?
And she did not reply to that. So
okay.
Now what would you say?
Yeah. You can simply say, so two ways. You can either follow up with her and say, if her name was, let's say Michelle, question mark, simple follow-up.
Okay.
Or if you feel that you didn't have, let's say, deep connection with her, and you feel that you're gonna get ghosted again, what you can do is, the reason that I'm asking is, and copy paste the second part of what I gave you. The reason that I'm asking is, I'm not really looking for a monetary I just want your commitment that you're willing to make a change. So what we do, and if you want to make it even more powerful, and you feel that it's going to be a good client for you, I would shoot a Loom video. Or a video from a software, because that's what that allows me to do is, and that's what I would do actually. So I would say, Michelle, just shot a quick video for you with an idea that I had. Check it out and let me know. And I would just do the second part over video, and I will show me if she is actually interested. Because if she watches the video and clicks through it, there's something there. There's just a hidden objection that she has.
Yeah.
If she doesn't take the time to watch the video, I mean, something went wrong in the process.
Yeah.
If I introduce the curiosity and I'm like, hey, I might have an idea for you that might help.
Yeah.
She watches the video, there's something there. Maybe I can call her or keep following up.
Mm-hmm.
What other questions do we have? Joe.
I have a question for you. So a couple weeks ago, we talked about the overlying outcome or underlying goal being super key. And I've incorporated that second in my connecting questions. Looks like you booked with us. And what were you hoping to implement out of working with a fitness coach, just so I understand? And I like it, but sometimes it really opens them up and they go, well, 10 years ago I had my child and now I'm this much weight, and just kind of spirals out of control. And so I was wondering, besides interrupting them, some ideas on maybe a more brief explanation.
So you can see how, by being a little bit more direct with them, it gets to the point. Like they're giving you their why right away. Now, what I'll do is, and a lot of times we don't have to, the common advice when implementing it is to interrupt, because we don't want to lose control. At the same time, once we start becoming more aware and we can grab onto people's words, what I can simply do, if they say, hey, 10 years ago, I had a child and I started piling on weight, I can just skip the problem awareness or the health awareness question by saying, how satisfied are you? Because they're clearly not satisfied or they clearly don't like. And I can just probe into an emotional word that they said or an emotional sentence. So if they say 10 years ago, what I can do just to pivot, okay, but what has you looking for a coach now since you started gaining weight, since 10 years ago? Or I just realized that, I can't go on this for any longer. How so? Just probe lightly into it. How so? Like, what happened recently? I just felt that, I stepped on the scale and I saw that I'm 20 pounds overweight. Okay, and how long have you been feeling this way? So you can simply dive into, problem awareness and start building the gap off of that. Because we clearly entered we opened the emotional door in their mind because they're giving us their why. I'm getting fire, I'm getting this, I'm getting that. So I just increase the emotional temperature by asking, how long has it been going on? How's that impacting you? How's that making you feel though?
Okay, I hear that. Might be a little advanced for me, as I would be skipping over so much, then I'm not asking them what attracted you about Dan, or I have to, shuffle around with the script a lot.
So cool. So I mean, the easy button is not just to cut them off. Oh yeah, and we'll go through that for sure. Just so I can see what resonated with you. What was that attracted your attention when it comes to dance specifically, though?
Okay.
So, like, typically when an emotional door opens for people, they're vomiting information, right? So I want to control the pace with my calm tonality.
Okay.
So if I interrupt them and I'm abrupt, they're gonna be, somewhat offended. But if oh yeah, and we're gonna go through all that for sure, just so I see what resonated with you. I guess what was it that attracted your attention based on what Dan posted online?
Mm-hmm.
Or I can simply say, oh yeah, I mean, most people come to us for that. When Oh, yeah, and most people come to us for that. Now, what resonated with you when it comes to what Dan posted, though? Just so I'm clear.
Okay. So just get in there with some non-abrasive interrupts and
Yeah.
all right. Appreciate it. I might have another question, but you can see if
Yeah.
is up.
That's the main thing, right? Like, I'm gonna give you a third thing, like let them, steam off for 20 seconds and just try to pick up the emotional word. And what you're gonna say is, okay, so, it sounds like you've been through quite a journey, like you've had a son, you've had this, you've had that. What are you currently doing, though, to lose weight? Because what they're talking about is their past, right? Your situation question is 100% present, what they did yesterday, this week to lose weight. So either way, it resolves the conversation. So all you have to do is, okay, I can understand that. So let them feel heard. I can understand that you've had a child, you've seen these things for a while. Maybe your diet has gone off the rails. But besides all that, what are you currently doing?
Okay.
So this helps them recenter, right? Because when we take the lid off, they start talking about the past, like they're having whatever PTSD, right? But let's talk about the present moment. Like, what are you currently doing?
It also kind of strikes me as a kind of a tough first question of, what would you really want to implement out of working with a coach? Skipping the first part is very simple. It's been striking me as a pretty heavy, basically first question.
Yeah, it's not necessarily. So phrase that again. Say that again.
It just seems like
the question. Sorry, the question.
My question would be, and what were you hoping to implement out of working with a fitness coach, just so I understand?
So you're missing a word there. That's why it feels, a little bit, too heavy-handed. So they say, for example, or even the call, right? Yeah, I saw Dan, I want to lose weight, I want more details. What I'll say is, oh yeah, and we can cover that for sure, but what were you hoping to implement out of possibly working with a coach, just so I have the full understanding? And what was the end goal that you were hoping to reach out of even looking at working with a coach? So I want to be more neutral.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Yeah. What I don't want to happen is, okay, but why work with a coach?
Mhm.
I want more details. Yeah, but why? Like, I want to avoid that from happening from my tonality and neutrality. So I want to be more neutral with my use of language.
And the word I was missing there is just possibly.
Yeah. And also, instead of just buying into, let's say, their state, because their state is, they're trying to justify, oh yeah, I want to do this. It's you have to deal. Oh yeah, that's not a big deal. Not what you're saying, but your state isn't a big deal. That it doesn't faze me. Yeah, that's not a big deal. But what we hoping to implement out of actually looking at working with a coach? What had you possibly considering working with a coach? So, like, what was the end goal? Just so I understand.
Okay. And then I had another question about so if
Can
they
you see yourself implementing that though? Like, does it align kind of like with your style? Can you see yourself doing it?
yeah, I think it's going to take a little more aggression from me, as sometimes they say, well, right now I'm 180 and 5 years ago, and I've been very active my whole life, but now recently I got this new job,
Right.
and I've been trying this, and
Okay.
so before I had that question, I felt like I had more control through the process, as it was, yeah, I was having more of a lead and making sure my questions, because I hated if I asked something that they've already kind of mentioned, I think it breaks a lot of trust.
Here's the thing. So first, you can start it with, it looks like you booked with us about possibly, so you don't stop is the answer. So it looks like, hey, Joe, good to see you, blah, blah, blah. The weather's here is X and Y and Z. Now, it looks like you booked with us about possibly getting some help around your weight. Is that the case? Yes. Oh, do you know what you're looking for specifically, though, out of possibly working with a coach? So I want to jump in right away. Like, I'm just going to give them half a second, like, come to yourself, half a second.
Okay.
So you don't wait. It looks
What
like, or you don't have to say even right. So it looks like it looks like you booked with us about possibly getting some help with your weight. I don't want to make any assumptions. Do you know what you're looking for specifically, though?
Sure.
You can do it like that. Like, don't give them air. Just say, I don't want to make any assumptions. Do you know what you're looking for specifically, though?
Get it back and forth quickly to
like a 1-2 punch, right? It looks like you book with us about possibly working with a coach. I don't want to make any assumptions. Do you know what you're looking for specifically, though? Just so I understand. That makes sense. And what I guess what resonated with you when it comes to what Dan posts or our content online? Okay.
1-2. Got it.
Okay. Now, what are you currently doing? And besides kind of like the past, because we want to help you in the present, like, what are you currently doing to lose weight?
Is it important to get in there with from what I see, we have 45 minutes. So let's dive on in. I'd love to find out more about what you're currently doing, where you feel like you actually need to be.
Yeah. If you feel you need to have that level of, to set to set those barriers, because what you're doing is you're setting two barriers, right? That's what that question does. So they don't go left fields or right field.
Okay.
So if you feel the need to drop that right after, what resonated with you, oh yeah, we'll go through that for sure. We have 45 minutes, so yeah, let's dive right into it. I'd love to find out a little bit more about what you drop it like that.
Okay. Keep them in line. Cool. Sounds good. I was curious in the solution awareness phase before our meeting today, have you been out there looking for other ways to get the guidance and accountability, whatever they feel they need, before today? If they have mentioned things that they've done in the past, other diets and working with a personal trainer or whatever, should I still bring that up as like, okay, and have you been looking for new ways to get this level of accountability?
No. The reason for that question is you want to make sure that they're not tire kickers. Like, if they have been through other programs, I wouldn't get, unless they clearly, say that they didn't get results. You don't have to stay stuck there. The only reason why is buyers are buyers. And fitness, you will always be buying. Like, you don't stop buying muscle and fitness magazines, right? You never do unless you are out of fitness.
So the main point of that question is to see if they're a tire kicker or a serious buyer.
One, yes, because if it's been 5 years, they've never done anything, you want to find the critical event. Why now look for help? The second reason why is in case they've been burned through other coaches, and they didn't get results. You want to have that understanding.
Okay.
So how you prevent that from happening is, oh yeah, I've worked with 5 fitness coaches in the past, and they're still 20 pounds overweight. You can ask, okay, I guess, what do you feel happened there, since you are working with a coach currently? What makes you feel that you'd need additional support? And if they say, yeah, that coach sucks, or that coach took my money, or whatever, you want to probe into that, because we're in trouble. Because if they feel a coach is a scammer, what are they going to think about you?
Find out more about what went wrong, where they feel like it was lacking, so I can emphasize
Yeah, like, was
How
it
we take
because
care
they
of that.
didn't implement and they want more accountability? Is it because the program straight up didn't work? And how do you help them? So you may need to inject certainty. Oh yeah, there were other people getting results. But this guy took my money and he never showed up for a call. He had a secondary coach who didn't even know he was an intern. Okay, now just I completely get where you're coming from, just so you're aware. Dan is the one doing your diet plan, and the coach that coaches you they have their own coaching business. Like, these guys didn't come out of, we didn't pick them up of the sidewalk or off the street and get you to coach. Like, they are certified. So if you had a certified coach who has your back and Dan comes out with your plan, do you feel it's going to put you in a better position so you can X and Y and Z? Yes. Okay, now just to make sure that what we're doing is helping you, besides that customized plan, what else would you be looking for out of a plan? Like, what would be maybe your ideal criteria when it comes to X and Y and Z?
Okay. Awesome. I appreciate it. Broad question, but
Yeah.
maybe a basic strategy to practice and improve, to focus on tonality. Would you just say, like, watching game tape, going back, trying to understand what you're trying to get out of questions? I just feel like sometimes I'm going through the motions and I feel like I'm just kind of on repeat and I'm not doing a good job. So I'm just entrenching myself in this very mediocre level.
Yeah. So it's that's how progression works, right? People say, thing is, you don't see 1% improvement every day. Like, you are, by watching this, by asking that question, you're getting better. How it shows up, you're actually joining a call and the guy gives you 5 of them and you get the sale. That's how you know you get better. But that doesn't show up. That's a long-winded way of saying that hasn't stacked up yet.
Sorry, I had some connection issues. I'll go back and watch this on YouTube. You're saying, going back, that you're not always going to notice the progression, but
yeah, the 1%, you're getting 1% better every day, right? But that 1% better every day doesn't necessarily show up in your process. How it works is you get a prospect who has 50 objections, you overcome all of them, and you get the sale, and that's how you know that you improved, because everything clicked. Now, putting that aside, how you improve actively is you're watching not just game tape, other people, you're watching your own calls, and as you're asking your question, watch how you asked it and how your prospect reacted to it. Like, if after a question a prospect started closing up, we increase the resistance possibly. Tonality wise, you have to know which tonality you're going for in each question, so in each phase. So when you're starting out, it's curiosity. When you go into more problem awareness, you're more skeptical because you want to get them to defend their problems. Then once you want to build them up their new identity, Chris 2.0, you want to be a little bit more encouraging, a little bit more upbeat, not too upbeat, but raise the tempo a little bit. Okay, what would it do for you? Because losing 20 pounds, it's not a small deal. How would life be different though? Like, being in the best shape. Okay, so you're looking at share for the meal, I know it's a ridiculous exercise, but if we want to step into, Chris 2.0, we have to see Chris 2.0. So if you look in the mirror just for a second, how does it feel like? A little bit more upbeat, a little bit, I want to pick them up. And on the consequence question, I want to be empathetic, and that's kind of like nightmare mode. So I don't slap them. I'm like, so what happens if you don't make a change. So like things stay the same. We keep having those pounds that belly fats, and you lack the energy that you want to have in the next 2, 4, even 6 months from now. Have you considered the ramifications of that staying the same though? Empathetic, concerned,
Yeah. Nice.
right? And if I want to kind of like more actively, if I feel I'm not making a connection, you can be real with me. We're on the same team. And you can be real with me. Like, how close do you feel you are to becoming Chris 2.0 on your own without outside help? Like, as I'm going to open up and not raise their defenses, like, and it's good for you to show your hands, because I don't know if we talked about this or it was with a client, but essentially when we don't show our hands, like from the lizard brain tells us that they're in danger because we might hide the weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? That's why the
Yeah.
hand was created, right? To show the other person that we're not holding a gun.
Sure.
And that's why people shake hands. So when my hands are visible and I'm just talking to them and allowing them to see my hands, I'm showing them that I'm with you here. You're seeing me. If I ask a question like that, see how different it feels. But what happens if you don't make a change though, and things stay the same? Like, I'm weird. Like, where are my hands? What am I doing?
Okay. And just kind of remember my notes. I'm usually taking notes over down here, but maybe just focus on you using them more and pulling the notes later.
Yeah, especially when it comes to the notes, dude, like 80% of the notes either way are useless. 80% of them. Like, there's 20% that matters.
Yeah. It's kind of for the coach, but I see what you're saying. I think it's worth it. And I've heard palms up is actually the most.
Yeah. Palms up, because you're showing, especially when you're showing someone, palms up, it's kind of like you're vulnerable. Like, try to if I'm showing them like that, hey, you go to a restaurant, right? Here's your table. It feels good. Here's your table. It's okay, but it's like, what is this guy doing? Here's your table.
Yeah.
Or if here's your table, like, that's what the teacher would do, right? Here's your Joe. Tell us your question. I'm accusatory.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
Hey, Joel, tell us. Joel, tell us. Joel, tell us.
Yeah, this one feels the best.
Yeah. Lizard brain. We don't control it.
Yeah. Cool. Appreciate that, Chris.
100%. All right. Well, I have to hop off. Good stuff. As always, Joe, appreciate you showing up, asking all the great questions. We're all improving. So, and yeah, catch you on the next one. Have a good one, everyone.